Good morning, children. Today, the chapter taken is A Question of Trust from the book Footprints Without Feet, and this chapter is written by Victor Canning. Victor Canning was a famous English writer of novels and thrillers. And in this chapter, he has described about the robbery, which was committed in a house at Shotover Grange. And here the readers, they will understand how the burglar, a professional burglar, got cheated by another professional burglar. Let us come to characters. Characters are Horace Danby and Lady in Red. Both are burglars by profession. And Horace Danby, he planned to commit a robbery at Shotover Grange. And through a magazine he studied about the interiors of the house where the safe was hidden, that is behind a painting, and he did every rough work in order to make his robbery a successful robbery. But at the end you'll get to know that he was outwitted by another burglar, that is Lady in Red, who was more confident, authoritative, and easily befooled Horace Danby due to being thoroughly professional in her profession. Now let us come to the theme of the chapter. Theme of the chapter says Horace is a 50 years old man and he is unmarried. And he made locks. He had the business of locks, and it was so-so. It was okay, not so bad. And he was healthy, but he suffered from hay attacks in summer season. So he had a good, honest, and respectable place in the society. But as he was a burglar, he was a very clever and smart fellow and not completely honest. So he was a planned robber, and it was contradictory to his character that he was fond of reading. He had a passion for rare and expensive books, and that business of locks was not sufficient for him to get those rare and expensive books, and that is why he used to rob a safe every year to carry forward his hobby of reading a rare and expensive book each year. So with the money he got from robbing, he secretly bought the books he loved through an agent. Now he committed robbery at Shotover Grange. He planned to commit, and in his planning he arranged the magazine, isn't it? And in the magazine an article was there which described the interiors of the house very well, and he got to know about the rooms of the house, the electrical wiring, paths, gardens. He studied the book for 2 weeks, and he got to know about the 2 servants at the house, and also he got to know that the day which he had planned, isn't it, to commit a robbery, the servants would go out to see the movie. So his planning, he felt, was a nice one and would be successful. So he never acted in haste. He always planned his robberies carefully. So I had already told you from an article in the magazine he had found out where the safe was. Now what was to be robbed? It was going to be the jewel robbery at Shotover Grange. So as per his planning, he entered the house from behind the garden wall, and he packed all his tools carefully in his bag. The small dog saw him and started barking, but he knew how to keep dogs quiet. He called the dog by its right name, Sherry, and the dog became friendly. So he knew that there were 15,000 pounds worth of jewels in the safe. How many? 15,000 pounds worth of jewels. And he didn't want all. He just wanted only 5,000, which would be sufficient enough to make him happy for 1 year. So it was not a difficult job for him to open the safe. He had lived with locks and safes all his life. He went to the drawing room to open the safe. The safe was there, but he felt something tickling in his nose. He started sneezing. Suddenly he heard a female voice, and the female advised him to cure his hay fever with the special treatment. And to his surprise, he thought that there would be nobody else at the house, and he found a young, pretty woman dressed in red standing near him. He mistook the lady in red for the lady of the house, and he talked very respectfully to her. And the lady in red was smarter than he could even think of, and she behaved and acted with an air of confidence and authority. She told him that she didn't expect a burglar in her house, and also she threatened to call the police if he tried to run away. And also she threatened him by saying that society must be protected from such burglars. So he wanted to leave from there without any robbery, and he promised her not to do such a thing again. He requested her to let him go out. Okay, and through all this conversation, he mistook the lady in red to be the lady of the house. But the lady had already planned what she wanted him to do. So she told him, she studied his confusion, okay, that he hated prisons. She got to know that, and she exploited his confusion and fear, and she asked him to make a deal with her. And in the deal, he would open the safe for her, as she needed the jewels for the night party. Only then she would allow him to go out of the house. Horace had no problems in this deal. He opened the safe and handed over the jewels to the young lady, and he went out happily. After 3 days, Horace, he was arrested, as the policemen who came to investigate the robbery case, they found his fingerprints. So he was arrested for the jewel robbery which he had committed on the basis of his fingerprints left on the safe. He was not careful enough to open the safe wearing his gloves. He forgot that. And Horace requested the police people that the lady of the house herself had asked him to open the safe for her. But nobody paid any heed to his words, and then to his surprise, the real lady of the house appeared on the scene, and she was contrary to whom he had seen in the house. And now the real lady was a grey-haired, sharp-tongued woman of 60 years. And she stated that his story was absolute nonsense. She had never met him. She never asked him to open the safe. And Horace was sent to prison. So he understood that the real culprit was the lady in red, and that she was a burglar. She had outwitted him completely. So the message of the chapter is, though both were burglars, but one got confused and one forgot to judge the situation even better. He just mistook her for the lady of the house without any suspicion, though he had studied the case of the house through the magazine. So the lady in red outwitted her using her gestures, confidence, and convincing power. So in the real world, if one's gestures, confidence, and convincing power are strong enough, are friendly, isn't it? Then he can make him her win in any situation of life. So children, which character do you love more? I hope the lady in red. So this finishes the chapter, A Question of Trust. The assignment and the notes have been uploaded. So today you read the chapter for better understanding. Thank you. Stay happy, stay safe.